Welcome back for Season 3 of All Things Excellence, where women in leadership and business come to be challenged to learn and to grow. I'm your host, Chelsey DeBruin-Colbert, clarity coach, Enneagram guide, community builder, and your go-to girl for becoming the most excellent version of yourself. Here on All Things Excellence, we are obsessed with shining light on women who are doing the deep work and playing full out in the arena. We bring you their brilliance, their stories, and the magic they bring into the world. This season, I'm determined to step into the most powerful, profitable, peaceful, and aligned version of myself yet. So buckle up, because I'm bringing you with me. When one woman rises, we all get permission to rise as well. If you're ready to grow, rise, and step into your next level with effortless ease and love being surrounded by women who are doing the same, you're in the right place. Welcome to All Things Excellence. Hey, All Things Excellence fam, welcome to Season 3 with our series where we will be having the Robyn Moore Marketing Igniter every single second Wednesday of the month. Welcome.
Woo woo.
I'm so excited about this. I pitched this to you months ago, gave you time to think, because that's what you need. You got to sit in the emotions of it, right? Like after the emotional high ends. But I just felt like it was going to be the greatest thing for both of us. One, we always have a really great time together. And I think a lot of friends think like we should have a podcast because they think they're so funny together or entertaining together.
So
I think a
true.
lot of people think that, and they think they should have their own TV show. I think, right? Like that's
Right. Yeah, no.
right. But we actually, people would pay to sit in on our conversations, because we're not talking about Desperate Housewives. Not like that's on a good time. I mean, that was a
Yeah.
show from a long time ago. You know what I mean? We're not talking about whatever
Yeah.
look at that. I don't even know what the most
You don't
current
even know what
trending
is
TV
happening.
show.
I know.
I don't even know. Y'all, I've been so
It's
out of pop
still,
culture.
I was like, it's still like Real Housewives, but it's Real Housewives of a
Oh,
million
it's the
cities
Real
now.
Housewife. Right.
Yeah.
We're
That's
now
what,
in
yeah.
reality series. They're
Yeah.
seeing they're still doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ours is more like we're not housewives, like the real growth wives. Like that's what we're, the real business owner wives, the real CEO wives, like like welcome to that lane. And so where we're taking the podcast with Season 3, where we're really focusing on content that's going to serve women in leadership and business, I thought this would be the most fun series. And it's really great for us because you have so much insight and wisdom to give, but we all know that a podcast is a friggin' haul.
Let's be real. I told Chelsey I will never start my
No,
own podcast unless
no.
someone like literally says, Robyn, all you got to
Mm,
do is come sit in this room
yeah,
every, third Thursday and you record, because it is, Chelsey does so much. You guys have no idea how much hard work it is. So everyone's like, Robyn, you should have a
it's a work.
podcast. I was like, you should see how hard it
Yeah,
is to start a podcast. So
yeah,
I will be a guest on anyone's podcast. Ask me to start one. Not in my wheelhouse. It's not my strengths. It's not
yeah.
where I,
And we believe, I'm like, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it well.
right.
So it's a solid 10 hours per episode between my team and I to run it.
Thank you. I love you for it. I'm so glad you do, because your team is like pro at it though. You have a pro
Yeah,
team. That helps.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. And we even have a pro team. It's like what they do. It's what I hired them for. So we're looking at names for this series, and we basically it narrowed down so y'all can let us know. Comment in the DMs to us on Instagram. We can call this off the record, because nothing Robyn and I say should probably ever be on the record.
I agree
Right.
with
When an Enneagram 7 and an Enneagram 8 come together,
everything is off the record.
everything is off the record. At the table, I was like, wah, wah.
Yeah, kind of
I
boring.
don't, I don't
Not
feel so
really
good
us.
about that one. Or in the middle of it, which again, I think that we are in the middle. It's actually funny that, so we were talking about this before, and in the middle of it, you were like, you always are the person that sits in the middle of all issues.
Yeah.
Like any type of
I
social,
mean,
political, whatever issues, you sit in the middle of things. And then as an 8, we are in the middle of it because we are just stirring it up.
at least you know. At least you know what you're doing. And like I think in the
Yeah.
middle of it too, I used to hear this theory that you should never share the story until it's over.
But that's
And
not true. Okay, so what we learned with human design is that's actually not true for all people.
and also I think the how you share it, right? Because
Yeah.
when I had
Right.
my husband and I had challenges in our marriage, I wasn't going in the world going, hey, we're really
Yeah.
struggling. We're going to counseling. But I was pretty
Yeah.
honest, like, hey, we're in therapy and we're working
Yeah.
through this. Like, I was transparent, but I didn't share our dirty laundry. Now, on the
Yeah.
other side of it, maybe we share a little bit more with people of where we struggled and how we overcame that and like just all those things. But I also think sometimes people, especially depending on how people see you, because for some reason, and I don't know why, people are like, Robyn, you just have it all together. I was like, anyone who knows me I knows that that's the exact opposite of the truth. I never have anything together. It's
Yeah.
always,
Except for your outfit. Your outfit's
but
always
my
together.
outfits are maybe what throws people off is my outfit and my hair is usually together. Like that's the one thing I could get together. But I
Oh
do
my gosh.
think
Yeah.
but
Maybe.
I think that's the problem is people are like, oh, well, you just do all these things. I was like, first of all, let me tell you what a mess I am. Like, just to give people, like, give themselves grace of like, oh, we're all in the middle of something,
Do you
always.
feel like so you and I, we've said for years that most people will never pay what we've paid to invest in ourselves, in coaches and growth and therapy and everything. All of the very active growth. Most people will never ever pay that. And do you feel like we are so grounded in reality about where we really are and how much of a mess we are because we've done so much growth? They say it's like when you're 30, you think you've got it all together, then you know everything, and then you get to 40 and you realize you don't know shit.
Yeah, right. I think
And it's
there
like we've
I think
done so
I think
much.
it's I think it's a couple things for me. One, I think it's experience, right? And I joke that I almost have too much self-awareness that I
Mhm.
like know like I really know.
Yeah.
I'm like I
Yeah.
get it. I know, like I'll tell my husband, I know that that's a double standard. I get it. I know where we are. And I always think about it like I'm aware. I'm not always wise
Mhm.
enough to change it, but I'm super aware of if some like I could tell you what anyone would say negatively about me. I know all of the things.
Yeah,
Most
absolutely.
of them have
We,
truth layered in them.
yeah, they
Yeah.
probably, well, like Kobe and I were talking about on Sunday, we're having I can't, I mean, it's probably our version. I guess it would maybe be our version of fighting, but like we don't ever fight. Like we don't ever fight. We don't always agree. I don't even know that we necessarily disagree, but we do have discussions where it's like, oh man, like this isn't going to be a fun discussion.
Yeah.
And we were discussing the tough part that we accept of each other.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I love that because my husband and I just
Hmm.
had this a conversation the other day. He's like, "How are you feeling about us?" And I was like, "Well, you're annoying me, but welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Like, I signed up
Yeah.
for you to be annoying, and I love
Yeah.
you just the same. And guess what? You signed up for me to never put my clothes away, and like I never do the laundry. I leave it in the water. Like, you know what you signed
Yeah.
up for. Like, you have to put up
Agree.
with me. I have to put up with you, and we love each other anyways. Like, welcome to the reality. So I love that awareness of like, hey, yeah,
Yeah.
you annoy me,
Because
and I
we
love
were
you.
basically, it was my birthday weekend, and I was kind of being a, I was, I was not being great. Like I was being like not my best Enneagram 8 self. And I even knew that I was. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just so pissed off right now, honestly. And I accept it, but I'm still pissed.
Yeah.
Like I accept you so fully, but I'm pissed about it at the same time because he had 8 games, he had 8 soccer games and 3 basketball games, and he worked like 16, 18-hour days last week. And so as an Enneagram 9, as a project, as all these things that he has the least amount of energy and bandwidth, and I have the most, he needed he also had to do homework all day on Saturday. He has this huge stressful test he apparently has to take to do student teaching. So he's got this massive amount of stuff going on in his life where like he just literally has nothing left for me, and he pushed so hard Saturday to get it all done by Saturday at 5. And so he was like, so I could sit down and be with you. And I'm like, but I'm a quality time person. I would rather you go. I kept saying like, why don't you just go to bed? Like you just need to go to bed. Just go to bed, because he was so exhausted. And what he wasn't understanding was I don't want physically you sitting on the couch comatose next to me. I want quality time.
Mm,
You you zero negative empty is not quality time for me. So just go to bed. Let me watch some dumb series on Hulu and show up well for me tomorrow.
mm.
He was not grasping that. So on Sunday we were talking about this, and I was like, I understand that I'm always going to be intense. I'm always going to kind of like ruffle feathers, make messes of things. It's also why he loves me, because then I take care of stuff he doesn't want to take care of. And I was like, you have to accept that part of me always, which is why I'm so annoyed right now. Like, I'm so annoyed, but I also accept that I always get your leftovers. I accept that soccer is a love of your life. I accept that it'll always come before me. I accept that you have really limited bandwidth, and that we have to strategically plan for me to actually
I
have
would say the strategic plan is good. My husband has to do something similar with me of like, hey, you better plan a date. You better like put it on the
yeah.
calendar because yeah,
Hmm.
no. Well, and we'll
Yeah.
talk. One of the parts you were sharing with earlier, we'll talk. I'll share my perspective on that because I'm probably
On that.
more similar to Kobe in that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so we wanted to talk about the year of the snake and the fire horse. So you didn't really know anything about the snake and the fire horse.
I've heard all
You've
about
heard.
it. Like I've heard it,
Yeah,
but I have no idea. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what it.
So I never have really gotten into the whole Chinese New Year thing other than like when I'm grabbing sushi or Chinese and it's on the mat in front of me. But apparently 2025 was the year of the snake, which just meant that everyone was shedding and pruning on steroids. I think that was real.
Oh, for
And
me, way real.
the new year just actually happened on Sunday. So if you woke up Sunday, February 1st, and you felt like, I'm just so done with this, I'm done. Like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here I am. I'm done. I feel good, clean cut, bye. I'm ready to release this. I'm ready to not do this anymore. I'm ready to not complicate this. That was the year of the snake shedding officially ending.
Officially ending. Interesting.
I know. I know. And then now we have kicked off the year of the fire horse, which only comes once every 60 years. It symbolizes radical independence, truth telling, and unstoppable forward movement. It carries an intense fire energy that breaks down outdated systems and pushes individuals to choose freedom over approval. It's actually historically feared this year because again, think it only comes once every 60 years. It's like the year of disruption. And apparently the Japanese culture feared it massively because it disrupts control. It represents liberation, courage, and the birth of new ways of living and leading.
You know what's wild, Chelsea? I had never heard that and never read it. And what like I literally thought in my head was like, oh, this is my brand. This year is literally my brand. Okay, cool.
Yes, 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 yes,
In.
yes, yes,
Sure.
yes. Isn't that wild? So if you're just feeling, I was telling you that I feel like a thoroughbred horse that's the gates are closed and the race is ready to start and I'm just ready to burst through and I have to keep reminding myself that I can't run faster than my current structures and systems.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's what's interesting for me is like I've always been known as a disruptor,
Hmm.
mostly not in
Yeah.
a positive way. But
Mm.
I always tell people when they kind of push back on me
Yeah.
is like, who do you know in history that made a huge impact that wasn't disruptive? Like, name someone who just like went
You.
with the flow and like didn't
Yeah.
disrupt and didn't cause any kind of, didn't ask the question that nobody else wants to, because that's what I do, right? I ask the question nobody else wants to ask. I say the
Hmm.
things that nobody else is going to say out loud, but they're all talking about it and they're all thinking about it. They're just not saying it. And that is disruptive in our culture, especially because I'm a female. So that is even more, negative. I think the only positive I have going for me is if I'm in a physical presence, my physical presence kind of overrides everybody's like, okay, cool, we should listen to her. She
Yeah.
is twice our
Yeah.
size. So
Do you think some of that though is being seen as a disruptor and not always in the good way? Do you think that that has been you've just been in the wrong spaces? Because I think that there are a lot of people who will pay a lot of money. Like we both love saying the thing that nobody else says. We almost can't. We're like, can you please ask me this question so I can get this out and let you know what I
or
see right now?
sometimes you don't ask me the question, I say it anyways, and that was the wrong thing to do. I know.
Okay, so that is where I
Very.
think that we've had to, if there's been an area of growth for Robin and I in the last 3 years, it's that we had to master the art of, let's talk about it. Let's be real about this. We have had to master the art of getting you to ask us the question we want you to ask so we can tell you what you know that you need to hear.
You know, so true. Also, something I shed this year, I will actually say for me personally, this year something I shed is I no longer am going to convince you to ask the question. I'm going to wait
Mm,
for you to ask the question.
mm.
I'm really like I'm stepping away from people who I have to convince you to ask the question so I can tell you the answer.
Yeah.
Because
But
that
if
for
you have,
my
I
brain,
think if you have the right clients,
oh,
The right clients want you to tee them up.
And that's the thing. The way I start off my intake for my clients
Yes.
is the most untraditional way. So everyone right out the gate knows, oh, this is going to be very different than anything I've experienced, because I let them know right out the gate. I'm not going to do things because you're paying me to make you smile. That is not what I'm here for. I'm here to fix the thing that is not working. And so you're not going to like me sometimes. It's also maybe, speaking of off the record, maybe why I found myself in a male dominated blue collar industry, because it is more more
Guys love
common
it.
in that it's
Yeah.
more common in that
Guys,
area.
guys want it straightforward, shooting from the hip. Just let me know what I need to know. Yeah. So anyway, so the year of the snake, look back, guys. What was it that you pruned or shedded this last year? And then where do you feel like you are ready to disrupt and birth new ways of living and leading? And I know my whole year for 2026 is about having my most powerful, profitable, and aligned year yet. You know, I'm bound and determined that I'm going to make the money that I want to make being in my office from 9 to 3, Monday through Thursday. I'm determined. And which really comes from the only way to, it really had to be worked backwards. It's like, well, the only way to spend time with my husband is to meet him at games, which happen at night. Well, so then I had to back it up in my schedule and be like, well, I've got to be done at 3. And then, so my workouts have to happen at 6. And,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
love
I've been
that.
working it backwards. So, okay. So for you, 2025, what was y'all said, I was like, what was your hot damn, I did that. Like, I can't believe I did that. Like, oh my gosh, like something that you feel like you really dedicated yourself to and you went all out in 2025 and you're like, I did it. Dang it.
So a couple of things that is going to be just so very Robyn Moore of me. I didn't do anything all out. I didn't burn the
Yeah.
rubber. I didn't do the thing
Well,
where
it's
I'm
not like going
exhausted.
all out. You're just like, maybe it's that you
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, so that's what I was going to say. My best thing that I did was I really slowed down. I slowed down a lot. I listened a lot more than I absorbed, right? I listened to myself. I listened to what God had for me, and I really slowed down a lot. And what I'm really proud of, and this sounds like the least humble thing anyone could say on the planet, and no one ever accuses of me being humble. So here we go. I literally took the advice that I give all my clients, and I landed one of my largest clients just from my natural abilities. There was nothing wild. I don't have crazy Google ads. I don't have all these things. I stayed in alignment with what I teach, and I knew it would take time, and I'm finding myself over and over going, oh my gosh, I'm onboarding another client. I've got a wait list. Like the things that I just didn't think would be possible, and I've shifted my business this year, total 180. My business looks so different than it did in 2025 of January, and I didn't listen to people who weren't in my corner.
So, question, would you say that you have set yourself up for your best business year yet? And you have a wait list of clients who are paying you what you're worth, and you're doing work that you're wildly passionate about, and you're doing it in the time frame that respects the quality of life you desire most, and you did it without really do none of it came from social media.
None of it came from social media.
You know what
Zero.
I'm over social media. I'm over trying to figure out how to make perfect quote cards and dance on the internet to get business that way. I'm just so done with it.
And I
And
I don't
can
think
you
that's
think
for
that's possible?
everyone. But I have this thing that I haven't talked about before, but my first 2 years of business, I had one post on my social media, and it was my new business card. And
I know that
every
you did. I remember being like, is she
and
ever gonna, you're literally a marketing company. Like, are we
I
gonna
know,
post
and
more than
everyone's like,
our
"Why aren't
logo?
you posting?" And there was a point where
Yeah.
I literally was like, "Oh, now I'm gonna do it just to be a pain in the butt to show everyone that the only way to grow clients is not on social media." And frankly, it's a much longer game than people ever realize. It is a much
Social
bigger
media?
grind.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a
Yes.
much
Yes. Yes.
bigger grind. It's so much
Yes.
more than anyone. It is its own
Yeah.
business. It's like saying, "Okay,
It's
Chelsea,
a
I want you to
full
go be a
time
full-time."
job.
Yeah, like I want you to go have a full-time job. I want you to
Yeah.
raise 5 children. I want you to have this podcast, and I want you to do all of these things, and I want you to do it perfectly. It's not doable. It's not doable.
See, what I'm working through with my coach, who I friggin' love, so God's so good in the timing of that, is the other day I was like, Oh my gosh. Well, so basically she was questioning I hot damn I did it. Yay, I hit 100 episodes. And it's not that, I mean, I knew that I could, but it's the fact that I
You
just
did.
didn't let it go. Like, because I have
Yeah.
started and like, meh, so many things over the last decade since I hit my last goal that I really actually cared about. I just, in a decade, hadn't found something that I cared enough about to keep going with it, which was also kind of sad because then it really showed me. I actually cried about that hard when I hit the 100 episodes. I was more sad about the goals that I realized I didn't miss them. I chose to lay them down.
Yeah.
I had
That-
way more I had way more grief than I had celebration when I hit those episodes because of what it showed me. Um, but I told her, I'm like, I have the book club,
Yes.
the
I do.
leadership book club, the book club, love it. Like my marketing friend is like, just keep the book club. That's what you
I
said.
love it.
I'm
Yes.
I'm here. I'm like, it doesn't need a name. It's the freaking book club, y'all. And I am like dead convinced it came to me like how like God like downloads and punches me, which is how my splenic works, my decision maker. I have decided I'm going to be so damn good at this book club. It's going to be so irresistible that people are going to like they can't not tell their friends you got to be a part of the book club. And I'm going to pull so many people into it that I will never have to sell my other offers ever again
I love that.
because the wait list will be so damn long.
I love that.
I think it's possible. And
Oh, it's
and I am, you know what I am releasing? I did come up with this on Sunday. So there we go. You're the thing. I have released figuring it out on social media. I'm over it. I don't care. I'm just going to go back to being my normal self on social media,
yes.
sharing what I want to share in my stories and living my best life, which is what everybody loved about my social media in the first place.
Yep. I love
I'm
that.
not,
And
I'm
here's
worried
here's
about zero about conversion. As a
you
marketing
are
person, what's your opinion
I
on
was
that?
like, you are literally saying what I teach every day. I told you earlier what I'm doing in my marketing because number one, it's the
Mhm,
thing I'm the
mhm.
best at. And now I have proof that it actually works, right? I can statistically show, right? I've always loved public speaking. I used to joke that people would be like, if you could do anything right now, what would you do? I was like, go put me in the stage of 1,000 people and I want to tell me a topic and I'll share about it. Like something I at least have some knowledge of. Like, let's not do like chemistry. That would be terrible. But I'd figure it
Yeah,
out. I'd turn it
yeah,
into like
yeah.
chemistry from a dating perspective. I don't know. And a woman said to me, "So you want right now to go on a stage with 1,000 people?" I was like, "That's my dream. If every day I could be in front
Oh,
of stage of people," she's like,
yeah.
"That is like 99% of people's biggest fear, to be put in a place where they have to share and public speak." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." And this is hilarious. I heard this from Steve Harvey once. He said, "You know your gift when you walk into a room and you do it better than anyone accidentally."
Okay, so you know that I'm with you on this public speaking thing. This is why we're great friends, probably. I very randomly have been pinch hitting doing the announcing at sports at my husband's high school.
MC of the event. I love being an MC.
And it people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just like whip in and do this or whatever." And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
I
only a few
actually,
hundred people. Like it's
I
not even
joke.
like I don't even know. What do you want me to
I, well, everybody asks you like, what's your dream job if you weren't doing what you would do now? I was like, I'd 100% be like an MC, a DJ of
mm,
some
mm,
sort, where like I'm an
yeah,
announcer because I
yeah.
just like would love to do that off the cuff, and I think that's so fun. But so what I'm telling you this is, I knew that I was really good at this, and I thought, if nobody told me ever in the world how to market, I would go out and talk to people about what I'm doing. I would share with them little things that would make them better at what they're doing, and then eventually they would go, "Hey, she has something that I don't have. Maybe I could hire her to help me with that." And so I did that, very minimal last year, and 98% of my current clients, the ones I'm working with today, found me in a public speaking arena. The other 2% are referrals, but 98% of them, I tracked this because I really wanted to see. I was public speaking on Zoom. Some of the rooms there were 5 people, some of the rooms there were 100 people, but every single person found me because they heard me speak and something resonated with them that I said.
So when we say like, what area are you hoping to grow your business most this year? What's your strategy and why? Are you hoping to grow your one-on-one clients most?
Actually, no. So
Okay.
that's an
You're
interesting
hoping to,
one.
well,
I'm
I think this
hope
is tying in. Are you hoping to grow your marketing membership? This
so
your
I am looking to grow. One, I really just want to get on the platform. I want to grow the platform of public speaking. And I know this is a wild thing coming
Oh,
from a marketing person. I want to get paid to speak more than anything. And I want when people land in a space where they hear what I have, that they look at my offer and go, that offer is for me, and they opt in.
but the thing that you want to grow the most, like your primary source of revenue, you want it to be speaking.
Do. That is a brand new thought
I
in my brain.
freaking love this for you.
Thank you.
I'm obsessed with this. I'm
And
obsessed
then
with
what
this.
I really want to do is I want to have my membership be my main offer for small business owners, and then my fractional CMO work that I have 5 to 10 clients that I'm working with really intensely. Like I'm in the crux of their business. We're looking at their strategy. We're looking at everything from the top down, and we are
Yeah.
making. And that is where
Your
probably more trade
membership,
driven. But my
your membership
membership,
is top of the funnel. Like, what's the price range of your marketing membership and what
yeah.
happens inside of there? Explain that so people can like relate.
So
They can
my
relate. Like,
marketing,
what
yeah.
are they doing with what you're doing, so they can see
My
themselves.
marketing membership was built out of the idea of what Chelsey said, is that I want to be able to do the thing I want to do, and I want to get paid what I believe I'm valued at, which I don't
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
I believe my value comes from my output, not my time. And I've learned that, thank goodness
Yeah.
for,
Transformation. We do not
yeah,
charge for time. We charge for
yeah.
transformation.
And so that is for me, for my
Yeah.
output. So in my membership, the lowest membership is $29 a month. And I joked with someone, it's the same price as Netflix. You're just getting nothing out of it. You know, like you're getting nothing out of Netflix other than a little entertainment. My membership is really for people who are looking to start, and they really want to know how to grow their marketing and their sales together. Because what I find is that there are a lot of
Mm,
people who are in the
mm.
sales arena, right? Chelsey,
Yeah.
you're really involved in a group right now. It's all sales driven. And then you've
Hmm.
got the marketing people. There are very few people who like to cross over and talk about both. And I think that's really interesting because most people have to grow their marketing while they're doing their sales. Like most people are doing it all at the same time.
What would you say is the difference for people that
Oh,
are like,
great.
what does that mean? What is the difference?
Marketing is how are people coming to your front door. Sales is what happens once they enter the door.
Uh, okay, so you know the sales thing I'm on right now.
Yeah.
They said they said in the class yesterday, what does my client need to believe to purchase my offer? But so you're saying marketing is getting them to know that you're alive,
That you
and
even
then
have an
sales
offer.
is going, what do I need them to believe to actually
Yeah.
buy me?
Yes. Like there's like I tell people you can have an amazing sales process and you can be so good at sales, but if no one even knows that you're there to buy, what does it matter? And so most people don't have a marketing process. That's where the number one challenge that I see, which is why I created my membership, because I actually have I have courses in there. We're doing one right now, a live course with a group of people that I call Path to Profit, to create your path to your profitability with marketing and sales happening at the same time. I
So
also have all kinds of
marketing
things
is
in,
like let them know you exist, right?
yeah,
I'm
like
writing.
how are you telling them about you,
I
right?
got notes going on right now.
Yeah.
So
And
marketing
like,
is let them know you exist.
yes, they have to know you exist, and they have to know what you do. Like I have a new client that just is going to do a consult,
Well, but
and
is
I
that
said,
some of, I would say that's some of sales. So like marketing is letting them know you exist, and sales is making them realize they can't live without you. Because that's real, like it's
yes,
actually good sales. Like good
yes,
sales is
yes, and because what
you
I would
can't live
say
without me.
is once you have the lead inside your, if we're talking digital marketing aspects, once you have the lead inside your funnel, you still have to talk to them enough for them to want to buy your product, right?
Yeah. So in the sales course that I'm in right now, there we talk about that's like all they talk about right now.
And
Yeah.
that is, people would probably call that sales funnel. You would call that sales, but in a level of it, it's also marketing.
Yeah.
There is both. Like that's why I say,
Don't you think there's a cross, like the two
oh,
circles? Like marketing and
yeah, there's
sales are
so
the
much
two
overlap.
circles that like kind
And
of
this is
intersect
why
a
I
little
think
bit.
it's challenging when people who teach marketing don't understand sales, or people who teach sales don't understand
Don't
marketing.
understand
It really
marketing.
kind of blows my mind. And I'm like, I think we have to have somebody who can do both to really grow, or two people that are willing. It just, because I always say there's a company that I love very much that is the best sales company on the planet. It's where I learned everything I learned.
Mm, terrible marketing.
Terrible marketing. I'm always
Terrible
like, if
marketing.
we could
Terrible.
get the marketing good, the world would change.
It's pretty much a referral based marketing only.
Yes, right, right. And that's not bad, but it's also, we got to teach who, right? Like, why did I get my best clients? Because I didn't settle for anything else. I really want to talk about this. If we don't have time, tell me, but I have this theory that I want to talk about with business owners, and I might talk about it at the retreat instead. But this idea of, oh, well, I'm a new
Tease
business.
it. Y'all just so you know, I'm hosting a retreat and Robyn's coming
Yeah.
along. We're
Well,
going to
this
blow it out of the water.
idea of like, oh, I'm a new business owner. So, I just take whoever comes.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. I hate that. Like even when, so I was secretly coaching for a very, very long time. People would pay me behind the scenes because God forbid that I get fired from my last independent contractor business, So it was very under the table. But in that business and in this coaching business, there has never, ever been a day where someone gets to tell me when they're working with me. Ever. Like that we will just take anybody and that we'll take them at any time. No.
And here's why I believe.
Don't you think that's why I think a lot of people struggle?
Well, everyone says, oh, the reason people run out of like in 3 years is how you know if you're going to maybe have a sustainable business. That's usually the number. Statistically is 3 years. If you haven't made income in 3 years, it's also why after 3 years on taxes, it's considered a hobby, just an FYI. Statistically, if after 3 years you have not made an income, the likelihood of you making an income goes down like, I think it's 75%.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing from the, oh my gosh, who am I saying? Who's Ben Hardy conference lately, he was like, the best thing a business owner can say is we don't do that. He thinks that all business owners need to prune it down, strip it down, find out that one thing that you do that has the best income conversion and do it 10 times better.
And so to that point, I think it's because people are so burnt out by doing things that they were not meant to do. So my comparison is if I said to you, hey, Chelsey, I'm single and I'm going to just date anybody. Like, I don't care about their morals or values. I just want to meet all the people because I want to get married. But I'm just going to date anyone. I don't care what kind of job they have.
No.
You would probably tell me I'm insane.
I would tell you to make a love list. And anybody that knows me well knows about my love list thing. Like I had a love list. Well, my parents sent me to therapy to make sure I found the right husband for me. So that's a different story where this love list came from. But then I transformed that love list into my direct sales career. I would sit down with everybody and say, the world is always going to bring you absolutely everything. So you better get super fracking specific on who you want in friends, in colleagues, in clients, in a spouse, in like in the home that you want to move into, in the kids that you want to birth from your body. Like, I think you got to get so specific.
Yep.
Right? It's the blue car syndrome.
Well, and this is why I compare marketing and dating all the time, because I meet these women who are like, well, I've dated this. I was like, well, what are your top five five non-negotiables? And they're like, well, I mean, and then they date someone who doesn't have one or two of those top five non-negotiables. And I said, and you expect to get a result that it doesn't make any sense, right? Logically. In business, if I say, hey, you know what? I really only want people who are going to respect my time. And then you decide that they want you to work on a Saturday and you don't work Saturdays and you say yes, guess what? You have now broken your own moral code and now you don't even like yourself enough, right? Like you don't have enough self-love to have any kind of boundaries. And so in business, I always tell people, they'll say, well, I'm brand new. I don't know if you want to work with me. I was like, here's why I want to work with you. If you're willing to put the money and effort in, I'm going to make you, my theories and my support is going to exponentially grow your business faster than anyone else who's just going out there and saying, you know what, I'll just take whoever, a dollar's a dollar. That kind of theory is, in my opinion, scarcity. That's 100% scarcity.
Yeah. So my therapist made me make a love list of 100 things that I wanted in a husband, because when you do 100, you have to get like really, really specific. There are silly things that were on there, like will never wear long socks, like refuses like no show socks only, which is very funny. That's very Kobe. I had silly things like boxers over briefs. It was the wildest thing. And all this weird little stuff is on there. But she said I had to go back and I had to highlight the top 10 things that matter the most. And she's like, okay, so if he has like 80 out of the 100, but only 2 of the 10, it's a no-go. 100% no-go, because those are the things that then really matter the most, which is why she made me make 100. Because when you make 100, you gotta really think about it. And you start realizing things that really matter. Like one of the things that was in my top 10 was that like, I wanted the relationship between him and my brothers to be this, like, I always say, like, joking, like, Like they're obsessed with each other. Like they just love each other and they just have
Yeah.
fun together and it's easy. And usually their fun and ease is at my detriment, which I love it. I'll take it every
Yeah.
day. Like I love that that's their fun little banter.
And
Okay,
here's what I find though. I have to say this because I think this is really interesting. Like I'll hear women say like I want to date a guy who's really family oriented. And let's
what
say
does that mean to you?
I'm gonna give you an example. I have a friend who was like, "Oh, I'm dating a guy who's got kids, but he doesn't ever have his kids." And I was like, instant red flag. And she's like, "Well, it's not his fault." I was like, "Here's the deal. I married a man with children, and he would look at me and say, 'We're not going on a date tonight because I have my two kids.'" And
Yeah.
he I never saw him when he had his children until he finally introduced me to them because his kids were his highest priority. And he lived that out even while dating me. And I told her, if he's not going to prioritize kids with you, when you have kids with him, that means he's not going to
Yeah.
prioritize your kids. And guess what?
Yeah.
Was I right or was I right? You
I
know
have
what
a
I'm saying?
friend who will
Off the
listen to
record,
this.
here we go.
Yeah, I have a friend who will listen to this, and she's dating someone right now that I have zero approval of. There are a lot of red flags, and there's a lot of red flags specifically around this area, around how much he sees his child. And it's like, well, it just is what it is, and it's the mom and no, because let me tell you right now, hell, high water, hurricanes, tornadoes, nothing. Wild dogs, no license, no car, nothing would keep me from seeing my kid for what I mean, forget like 10 days, this like every other weekend thing people do. Months? Absolutely not.
And I will
Not
say,
happening.
I'm gonna caveat the middle. There are some
Yeah.
situations I've
You can
seen that
caveat
are
the middle.
wild, right? Like, let's be fair. There are some
They're
things, but
like insane
overarchingly, yeah,
situations, but
like
not
unless
just
there's
like
like a legal
we're not getting
reason,
along right now and
yeah,
she's not letting me. And I'm like, well, there's
right.
something off about that,
Right.
you
Like,
know?
guess what? My
So,
son or my husband was like, I have my kids 50% of the time, but I'm at every event, no matter when I have them. So we were with our kids 75% of the time. They just only
when you
stayed the
guys were
night at our house.
dating and
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I just think like if you see it, like that's
Mhm.
my best example is like if you
Well,
actually want someone like that, they have to show up like that.
okay, but also that also goes back to don't date someone or pick a client because I think we date our
We
clients.
date our clients.
We are very in bed with our clients. Like let's be real. Like we are doing life together with them. Do not listen to what people say, watch what people do,
So
right?
true.
Like my coach, Amy, I have watched her for over 15 years.
Yeah.
And I hired her. I want her life. It's not what she's saying, it's what she's actually living.
I
The life
so
that she's actually living.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Okay. Yeah, so y'all, that's our business strategy for the year. We're definitely gonna have to keep everybody posted. Okay, so last thing, what is your Masogi? I want to bring this up really quick, guys, because I want all y'all to be thinking about this. So basically, there is this episode on the School Sales podcast with Macy McNeely, and she interviewed Jesse Seitzler's right hand gal that literally goes everywhere with him. She's with him like 300 days a year traveling. Now, Jesse Seitzler, I'm probably saying his name wrong. He is the founder of the Big Ass Calendar, and his wife is Sarah Blakely, the founder of Sneaks and Spanks. And on this podcast, he owns like a bazillion businesses. He started and sold a bunch of businesses. Like they are the ultimate definition of power couple. I'm actually obsessed with them because they pretty much have like an hour meeting on the phone every single month planning family dinners. Like they have certain amount of date nights that are required, family dinners that are required. They're doing the practices, the games, the things. Like they are bosses and CEOs of multiple companies and just doing the thing, figuring it out with their 4 kids. They also had kids a little bit later in life, which, we all know I'm obsessed with. So on there, they talked about what is your Masogi for 2026? And a Masogi is apparently this goal that you set that's really, really hard. So think it doesn't have to be a physical one. So it could be like last year, my Masogi was definitely hitting 100 podcast episodes. It was hard. I had to throw a lot of time, all my resources at it, time, talent, treasure. I had to do it when I didn't want to do it because I didn't always want to do it. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I got 27 soccer games this week and I have to produce 2 episodes. Are you kidding me? So it could be
Yeah.
running a marathon and you've never ran a day in your life. It could be ice skating. It could be like, I'm not going to have this because no. Like for me, I've had therapy all my life trying to get over drowning when I was a child. My aunt was a dick and threw me in and just watched me sink and thought I would figure it out. I didn't. Instead, here I am, 41 years old, and I am so afraid of water. You will never catch me on a cruise ship ever. But like, let's say that I wanted to learn how to scuba dive. That would be a misogi for me.
Got it.
That would be a misogi for me. My misogi of the year, y'all don't tell my parents this because this is so weird. My mom is awkward about this stuff and I just don't want to talk with her about it. But my misogi of the year is Robin's laughing. Like my misogi of the year is making a baby, preferably twins, preferably a twin boy and girl. That's been my dream my whole life. And I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's easy. You know, just get together with your husband." Well, first
I
of all, that
disagree. I think most people are like, that's crazy. And the fact that you think you can do it yourself and have twins, boy and girl, I think most people are not thinking
yeah.
that's easy. I don't think
Yeah.
most people
Or,
think
you
that.
know, just getting knocked up in general. When you have two people who are the projector energy, which means when we get to the end of the day, we're very tired. We're very, very tired. So we have that, and we both run hard and long all day long with running these different programs at the school for Kobe. So just getting time together is actually very challenging. But I want to be. There's two other parts of it though that are really important. I want to be the most physically fit I've ever been, and I had abs for a long time because that builds the best baby, especially at 41 years old. If you have anything to say about that, you can shut up and go find somebody else to tear down because I'll come for you. And two, I want my schedule to have the space for it, which is where this 9 to 3 obsession is coming from.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my mistake, which is really hard. So I have to not overwork. That's very hard for me. I love working. And I have to get back in the best shape, which is challenging at this age because I'm comfortable with myself. My husband's comfortable with me. So I've got
You're
to
like,
do it for that sake, not there's no vanity. I got no vanity about it. I feel great. So that's my misogi for the year. What do you know? Do you have a misogi? And
well,
y'all
first
should
of
let us
all,
know your misogi.
I just want to tell you, like, I'll be praying for you. I have been praying for you for a long time. You know that for God to bless your family. So I love that. And um, all the good things coming your way for that. So I love that so much.
You know, I
Mine
think
is
about you a
similar.
lot.
Mine is the child part. So I do not want
Yeah.
more children, mostly because that's a whole nother thing. We're in a season of like, I know that God has
Yeah.
me where I want to be. However,
You
what
guys
I
have
want is
three, technically, right?
not technically, we have 3 children. I don't care what anybody says. If you have
Yes.
adult children, they do not get hard easier, they do not get less expensive, and I'm probably gonna have grandchildren soon, so I'm totally cool with that. So try
My
to
mom would say that we need her more and we're more expensive now than we ever were.
yes, exactly. And I'll tell you, when people say you have technically 3, yes, I did not birth 2 of them, but take them on a vacation when you take 2 grown people who are children, 2 adults and
Hmm.
another child, that's a lot of people to take on vacation. It costs way more than you think. So adding
You
more
guys
to the
are
mix.
very, very, very integrated
We are
into
very yes. We we
it's
we
not
love
like because I know
yeah.
not everyone is integrated into like when they
Yeah.
marry into kids. You guys are
Yeah.
very integrated.
Yeah, my
We
daughter
talked about that on
texted
the
me the other
holiday episode
day,
with
who is
sevens.
a second grade teacher, and I have a second grader. My daughter texted me and said, "I need to see my brother. When can he come over to spend the night?" Like they are so close. Like
They
it is
are.
they're really tight. So, but
Yeah.
my thing, and this is
Yeah.
I relate with Kobe on this. My misogi this year is that I do not give my husband and my son what's left of me. I give them the best of
Mm,
me. That is like I am working so hard that I to not work hard so that when I'm done with my day that I'm energized, that I feel joyful, that people have I've worked with today have filled me up so much that I have more to give instead of less to give. So every day my goal is that they get the best of me, not what's left of me. They deserve the best,
yeah.
not what's left.
I think that we were having our challenging conversation on Sunday, our conversation about how we challenge each other. And I said to him, like, I just need more of you. And he's like, I just don't think I can do anymore. And I was like, oh my gosh, we've had this conversation so many times. This is every marriage has the reoccurring conversation that
Yes.
happens every season, right? The reoccurring. This is our reoccurring conversation right here. And I said, oh my gosh, for the first time, I just realized that I'm saying I need you to be more, like be here with me more, and your brain is computing that into I need to do more things. I don't I actually need you to do less.
Yeah.
Like if you could give me 5 minutes in the morning where I'm not feeling you want to just like run out the door, or like the 60 seconds. Like if you could give me a 60-second hug where you are just literally so there before you go to work. The most right here. I'm not rushing. I'm not waiting for her to be done hugging me. I need you to like really be in the moments that you're with me. I don't need you to do more with me. Those itty bitty moments where I have you, I need you to be more with me.
Yep.
Is Michael quality time? I can't remember.
He
Which,
is. Yeah, he is.
because I
And
thought
I
we
will tell
talked
you,
about this.
yeah, I will tell you I'm very similar to Kobe in this, where like Michael's like, put your phone, like look at me in the eyes. Like you don't have something to get to.
I say this
Like,
to Bill, I'm like, look at my face.
yeah. Yeah. I know, and I really relate to Kobe of like the other part of it is this is the safest place we can be, right? So when everybody else has so much expectations of us, we can land here and be loved without expectation, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't give our best. And that's where I'm in a season of like, I know, and I know this because I did it with my son. I literally slowed down for every season of his life. I even slowed down. I remember people would be like, you're always late. Yeah, because it took us 20 minutes to get his clothes on because I was not going to yell at him to rush out. I'm going to be late and let my
I
son
love
live a
that.
peaceful life, right? Like I'm going to be
Love that.
late. I
I
just
love
want you to
that.
know we're not yelling at him to move faster.
Yeah. And I don't even think that so that I'm like, that's where the script needs flipped, because I don't see that you were late at all. Like I am not, I constantly yell at people in traffic, like your lateness and poor time management isn't my problem. And I'm like, you feeling it's okay to live in an intense environment with your child where they're always rushed is not my problem. And I think I'm with you on that, like this Masogi thing where people are like, oh, you just figure it out. And I'm like, I don't want to figure out having time to be present with my kids. I don't want to figure that out because I mean, I also have to figure out how to make more money in less time.
And
'Cause-
also just
Right.
for any of the parents out there that are dealing with this,
Yeah.
I literally don't work after he gets home from school. I just want to say that out loud. I didn't work. I didn't leave him for 3 years. He was literally attached, if you understand what that means, for 3 years. So, and yet he tells me, Mom, I just wish I could see you more. I'm like, I don't know how else we could see each other more unless I homeschooled you. And we both don't want that. So like, no matter how much I give him, he always wants more. So what I've learned is like, I'm really brilliant. When I'm gone, he's with somebody cooler. Like I have created such good villages of like, hey, guess what? When I'm gone, you get to go be with your grandparents, or you get to be with your aunt and uncle, or you get to go be with this friend. Because at the end of the day, your children, like, no, the guilt, the parent guilt stuff, like we're all doing our best. Like I know that. And so what I say, and I'll add this because you talked about this earlier. I used to go, why did it take me 7, 8 years of hard work, therapy, where I felt like I didn't move a needle in anything? I just kept going, kept searching, kept learning. And I'm like, why did I spend all this time and I never got success? Well, I finally get to look at my little 7-year-old and I think about the mom I would have been if I didn't do all that work. And I wish I could tell that Robyn, thank you so much for doing the thing that is so difficult to work on yourself so that you didn't give him any of the challenges and the triggers and the emotions that you have. You are a self-regulating adult who's teaching a child to self-regulate. So if you're in that season of like you're in the middle of it and it feels like nothing's working, I promise you it's so worth the work to be who you are on the other side. Like greatest gift I've ever given myself.
I love that. Because when I think that Kobe and I are I don't think that it was ever the right time for us to have kids. I think now is. I think
Yeah.
where he is developmentally as a man, I think where I am, he's like in his masculine era and I'm definitely in my like feminine era, and we were so reversed before that. And we have the greatest parents in the whole world. Like I look at kids these days and I feel so bad for these kids. Like we have multiple kids that their parents that haven't come to any of their soccer games. I'm like, why the hell do you even have kids? And the excuses that I get, I'm like, just stop. literally, I don't even want to hear it because you can't make one, and I think about that and I think I had it, like Kobe and I really had it made with our parents. We really did. They're so great. They're so supportive, but also I can look at, I don't think I would have, I think my kid would have been, I mean, I know we're going to screw up our kids regardless a different way, but
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. People don't
think it
talk
would have
about
been
it.
great.
It is different when you're a child raising a child.
Yep.
And that doesn't matter your age. I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, like, I teach my
Correct.
son to self-regulate, and they're like, how do you do that? It's like, because I can first regulate myself. If you
Yeah.
cannot regulate yourself, you cannot regulate a child, by the
Agreed.
way. So,
Agreed.
yeah.
Agreed. And I think us doing that, and I think that, we've got to have, there's got to be places. There's a lot of people, they're doing their best and they're just figuring it out. They're all over the place and their kids are all over the place. But we've just always wanted to go, well, we want to be the friends' parents that it is that like really regulated soft space to land. Because I had that best friend in high school and it was my parents gave everything that they could give and it was awesome. But like Laurel's mom also gave me this other thing that I didn't know that I needed, but it was everything. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think we all got to give what we're supposed to give in that season, right?
So true.
And obviously our kids are going to be friends with people who had their kids when they were 20 years old because of where we live, and they will give them that youth.
It's funny you say that. I graduated with a girl that when I had Luke, I was 29, she was 29. I had Luke, who was my first child and my last child that I birthed. And she was having her fifth. And I was like,
very where we live.
that's the culture I grew up in. So I was like,
Yep.
having
Yep.
a baby at 29, I was like elderly.
Yep.
And it's so funny to think about
Yeah.
now that I'm like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Well, there we are. First episode of okay. So, off the record or in the middle of it, we're just gonna have to
We
pull
should
it.
do a poll on
We're gonna do a poll.
Instagram. I
We're
love
gonna do a
that.
poll. You got to listen to the episode, and you got to drop us a DM. We'll put a poll out there. Should we call this off the record or in the middle of it? It's probably off the record in the middle of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Off the record and in the middle of it.
I love it.
So, all right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for listening. Robyn will be back here March 11th for another episode where we'll be talking about the hottest topics coming up for us in life and leadership and business and where we're at now.
And it'll be post retreat.
It will be post retreat. We will get to enlighten everyone what happened. Because I think we both feel this. Okay, basically, all my coach is flying across the country, Amy, and she's doing this book event. And there were people that wanted to come. And I said, and again, in a splenic whisper whim, I said, oh my gosh, I think I should attach a retreat. 5 people instantly were like, I'm going to be there. I was like, Robyn, you should come do marketing. She was like, absolutely. It was the fastest yes I've ever seen in the history of time from you. I didn't even know what to do with it. Yeah, it was so wonderful. It was effortless to fill. It was effortless for us to do. And we both just keep feeling like God's doing something. God, he's like up to something
Yeah. It's cool.
at this retreat. He's up to something. So we'll let you know what he was up to when we come back. And we're back here March 11th. So thanks for coming, friend.
Bye, friends.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us this season 3, and we will talk to y'all next time.
Thanks for listening to All Things Excellence. If something landed with you today, I'd love for you to follow the show, share it with a friend, or leave a quick review. It helps more women find these transformational conversations. And if you're ready for support with your next step, or needing someone to stand in the gap with you to figure out what that even is, I'd love to create that space for you. And my intro clarity call is a great place to start, because life is too quick and too full to have to figure it out alone. Until next time, All Things Excellence fam, thank you for listening.